Years ago, we captured all of our nice recipes that we have directly to a 3x5 card. Perhaps we cut them out from a friend's letter or a newspaper article. We collected all of these things and put them in a little box or maybe a book that we could share with other people. Well, today there's so much information everywhere. Here on All Recipes, for example, or Pinterest or Facebook or whatever it is, or however you receive that information, often that information is being received via the internet. And today we're going to talk about how to capture information consistently in a centralized location, all with free products that are very, very simple to install. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go through this step by step to just create this environment for you to share and collect information. So stay tuned. The first place we want to do is become familiar with Google. So it doesn't matter what browser you're using right now. Remember, a browser is the tool that you use to search the internet. And here inside of our browser bar, right here, right at the very top, we want to type in google.com. So go ahead and do that now. Type in google.com. Now, when you look at that address, it actually looks longer. But a lot of times, if you just simply type in google.com, you're going to be okay. All right? And go ahead and do that. And then it's going to point you to a screen that looks just like this. And remember, you can pause the video if you like to do these steps that I'm walking you through. Now remember also that your enter key, I'm going to use that term a lot in this video. The enter key, if you have numbers on your keyboard to the right, then it's going to kind of be in the middle of the screen. If not, it'll be to the far right of your screen. And the enter key is above the shift key. And usually on most keyboards, it says shift, but it's a 1 to the right. And it looks like a little, kind of goes down and then the arrow goes left. So that's the enter key. So go ahead and type in create a new Evernote account, just like I have here, and press the enter key. Now you're going to see here, it's going to ask us to create a new Evernote account. We're just going to click on it. Here we have the options to sign in with Google or with our Apple ID. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is use an email address. So the email address that you use commonly, go ahead and sign in using that email address. Now as you sign in, remember that your password has to include an upper and lowercase, a number, and a symbol. And if it does not, you're going to get this yellow check mark. So there, just make sure that it does have those things that it's asking for. So now I have to type mine over again. Sorry about that. All right. So there we have our password. We're going to hit continue. Now I'm using the same email address and the same password that I have for that email account. You don't have to do that. You could enter any password, but I just like to keep things simple. So here we're going to go right into Evernote, and we're halfway there. We're just going to have a get started here. Now here, I don't really show notifications, but you could hit allow if you want. And this is their premium offer. If you're going to be uploading a lot of data, 10 gigabytes is a lot of data. You might want to try their premium package. It's about $5 a day, but I'm going to hit no to that. And now I'm going to walk through this get started, and I can just click on the ones that I want to use. I want to use a web browser, personal, I want to do organizing, writing, and planning. And then of course it's going to sell you something here. I just want to continue. This is 60 megabytes a month. By the way, a recipe off of the internet, you could store a whole bunch of recipes for 60 meg. That's a lot of information. So we're going to, but as you start using Evernote, you may find that you may want to upgrade. And at that point, it's no problem finding where you can do that. So here, it's going to walk you through kind of everything that you need to know. And I'm just going to kind of click through these. But you can walk through this at a little slower pace. So you may want to hit pause on this video and walk through kind of these different tips and tricks on how to use Evernote. It's really pretty simple. And it's going to walk you down through all of these. And of course, it's going to give you the ability to upgrade to premium. We're not going to do that right now. we're just going to click on the X here, if I can. Hit done, and then we're going to click on the X, got it, and we're done. So all I'm going to show you in this video is how to create this recipe notebook, and so that we can capture our recipes. So we're going to click on notebooks here, and notice that it appears here on this side of the screen. Notice when we want to create a note, it's up to our top part. We can create all types of different notes, but here when we create a notebook, it's going to appear right here, new notebook. And we're just going to go ahead and type in our new notebook, and in this case, we're going to type in recipes. All right, and just hit continue. Now we have a notebook called recipes. And so we've successfully created an Evernote account. And in this Evernote account, we can put all types of notes and information, and see other videos I have on how to really get the most from your Evernote account. So Evernote Clipper allows us to capture information directly into Evernote. So let's go back to Google. Remember, you can open another tab if you like. Notice here at the top of my screen, I'm just clicking on that plus sign to open another tab. I can just open another tab and type in, or you can type it in the same one that you've been using, google.com again. And I want to type in download Evernote Clipper. Now remember, the enter key there is above your shift key on the far right of your keyboard. Remember, we're typing in Google here in the browser area where we put in the browser, the internet address. And here we're typing this in. Now notice here when it comes up on my screen, it's saying download Evernote Clipper for Chrome, for Firefox. I'm just going to say, because I'm using Chrome, I'm going to click on, I could click on Chrome. I'm just going to click on and put my enter key in. Now it says here, I want to go ahead and download Web Clipper. So that's what we're looking for. And again, we want it directly from the source. This is from Evernote. We could go down here and download it from other places like CNET. If we have Opera, we would want to go down there, or Firefox, we'd want to go down there, or Apple, we'd want to go to there. But here, we're just going to say download right here and click on that. Now, it's going to ask us, do we want to download Evernote? This is downloading Evernote, by the way. It's not downloading Web Clipper, so ignore this for right now. Just click on Get Web Clipper. I'm just going to click on there. And now it's going to open up. Remember, I'm using the Chrome browser, so it's going to look a little bit different depending on the browser you use. But here, we're just going to click on this right here, and you can see some screenshots of things you can do. You can pause this video and check these things out. And we're just going to hit Add to Chrome. It's going to say, would you like to add that extension? We're going to say, yep, we want to add that extension. Now, I don't know if you were watching, but it just popped up on my screen briefly and went away. So why did that happen? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. If we can't find a web extension that we're using within Chrome, we can easily open up our browsers. We have it open here, and we can click on this little thing called extensions. You see it right there? It looks kind of like a puzzle piece. Here, we're going to go down, and you notice here that I have multiple extensions, but only one, which is Grammarly. And I hold my mouse over. You see where it says Grammarly underneath? You see how it's got a pin there? We're going to just click on this pin right here because we want to see Evernote Web Clipper. And there it is right there. Now, if for some reason we want to uninstall, we could remove this or unpin it. We could also do some different actions there. But that's kind of how you do that. Pretty easy to activate that extension. So access needed, there's different types of extensions, but that's how you do that, to activate an extension within your Chrome browser. Now back to Evernote Clipper. Here, if we're going to do a right click, we can see how we want to use this. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to jump right in and start using it. So let's go ahead and click on my all recipes here. And let's see, this one looks good. 10 instant pot shrimp recipes. We live in the South here, so cooking shrimp is a good thing. So here, how do I capture this? There's not a recipe on here. Oh, here we go. Let's view this one. Pot bang bang shrimp pasta. So we're just going to view this recipe, excuse me. And now you can see all the preparation. Boy, wouldn't this be great to capture this so that we can keep it for the future? All right. So here, it's going to ask you to save things, but then you got to remember how to log into this site. Let's capture everything into one place, which is Evernote. And here we're just going to click on our web clipper one time, and it's loading the web clipper. Now it says, where do I want to put that information? Now notice here, I can do this as a simplified article. I can do it as a full article. I can do it as a full page, a bookmark only, or a screenshot of just this screen. Now, what I want to use it for, a lot of times I hit simplified article, and then I have to go down and look and make sure it's giving me the data. Now, in this case, it didn't give me the data I needed. So let's click on article. Now, do you notice these green marks around this? That's great. So this indicates everything that's going to be captured. So that's pretty good. I like that. I can add or subtract, right? And so I can kind of minus it if I want, but I don't want to do that. Let's go back to our simplified article and back to our article, and we're going to save it. And there it is right there. We can click on plus, and now it's saving everything again, okay? So then we're just going to click on the notebook. Here, remember we want it in recipes. So we're going to go ahead and click on recipes. We're going to say save that clip. There we go. And now it's just saving our clip. Now remember, it's going to save everything else, the advertisements included, but that's okay. It's going to give us the information that we need. It's a lot of information, so it's going to take just a minute to save, and just let it save. And you can see the percentage kind of ticking off there. It'll be just a minute. And then what we're going to do is, once that's successful, we're going to go ahead and go back to our notebook. Now remember, we're just saving a recipe here. We could save anything that we want to this notebook. And now it's synchronizing, and it says, great, I've already saved this for you. And we could view this in our phone, but we're just going to go over to here, and we're going to see here our first notebook has Untitled. That's not what we want. We want to go to our notebook, go to our recipes, and our recipe hasn't quite reached Evernote yet. So let's go ahead and refresh our screen. Now, how did I do that? How did I refresh the screen? All you have to do is hit this little thing right here, or we could just hit the F5 key on our keyboard. There's lots of ways to do it, but here we're going to go to recipes, and there it is right there. New recipe. You see it there? And when we look down through it, look, it's got everything that we need. That's pretty cool. Now, also in Evernote, just as you know, you can hit the home screen, and that will appear there, and you can add different things to this home screen. We're not going to go through this on this video, but tune into other videos on how to get the most out of Evernote.